Once, in a small village by the mountains, there lived a man named Marcus. He was known for his calm mind and strong heart. People often came to him for advice, especially when they faced difficult situations. But Marcus had a challenge of his own. His neighbor, Lucius. Lucius was a bitter man who always spread negativity. He criticized everyone, spread rumors, and never missed a chance to make others feel small. Many in the village avoided him, but Marcus chose a different path. He believed in the Stoic way of life, which taught him that he could not control others, only his own reactions. One day, as Marcus worked in his garden, Lucius walked by and began mocking him. "Your plants are weak, just like your mind," Lucius sneered. The villagers nearby tensed, expecting Marcus to react with anger. But Marcus simply smiled and continued working. Later, a young man named Felix asked him, "How can you stay so calm when Lucius treats you so poorly?" Marcus wiped his hands and sat on a nearby bench. "Let me tell you a story," he said. "Long ago there was a wise philosopher named Epictetus. He was born a slave and faced great suffering, yet he remained unshaken. Why? Because he understood that people can only disturb us if we let them. The words of a cruel man are like arrows." Felix frowned. "But it's hard to ignore such words. They hurt." Marcus nodded. "Yes, at first. But Stoicism teaches us to ask, is this within my control? Lucius' words are not. My reaction is. So instead of anger, I choose indifference. If Lucius speaks ill of me, that is his choice. If I let it upset me..." Weeks passed and Lucius continued his behavior. But Marcus never changed. He greeted Lucius politely, never engaged in arguments, and refused to let the insults affect him. Over time, something unexpected happened. Lucius's words lost their sting. Without an audience to upset, his cruelty seemed hollow. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, Lucius approached Marcus. "Why do you never fight back?" he asked, sounding almost confused. Marcus looked at him calmly. "Because fighting would mean I care about your opinion, and I choose where to place my care." Lucius stared at him, then walked away without a word. The next day he did not come to insult Marcus. In fact, he stopped coming altogether. Felix noticed the change and asked Marcus about it. "Did you win?" Marcus chuckled. "There was no battle. I simply refused to play his game. When you stop reacting, toxic people lose their power. They want a reaction, anger, sadness, frustration. Deny them that, and they have nothing." The lesson was clear. Toxic people exist, but we decide their influence over us. Stoicism does not teach us to avoid them or change them. It teaches us to master ourselves, to see their words as mere noise, their actions as irrelevant, unless we allow them to be. Years later, Lucius left the village. Some said he had found peace elsewhere. Others said he had simply given up. But Marcus remained the same, calm, strong, unshaken. The villagers learned from him. They saw that the true power was not in silencing the toxic voices around them, but in refusing to let those voices dictate their peace. So if you face a Lucius in your life, remember, you cannot control their words, but you can control your mind. Do not let their poison enter your soul. Stand firm like a tree in a storm. The wind may howl, but the roots hold strong. That is the Stoic way. That is inner strength.